Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Ultra Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. You might have noticed that I am Sanzilius, my co-host, my cohort, my partner in crime. Unfortunately, Zelius has caught some type of infectious plague, or probably what I was suffering from last week, which is why there wasn't a Thursday Night Hangout. And right off the bat, I want to thoroughly apologize for the fact that I have literally disappeared for like a week or maybe more, and it's got nothing to do with y'all. It's health stuff going on with me and my family, and so it's a little hectic. And there's also some other stuff behind the scenes that is happening. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open it up to the floor. I'm basically going to allow you, the audience, to dictate what topics we're going to be talking about. Now, of course, I always, as always, have a list of topics that I could pull from. Unfortunately, I do not have the wonderful little picture with the other icons and stuff. That's not going to work tonight because I don't have it. All right. First off and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, you might have noticed that I have yet to pull out my vaunted Mountain Dew. This is day 12 for me. I have not had a single drop of caffeine. Just water, juice, and other stuff. So I'm in a perpetual caffeine withdrawal headache. But let's get into it, shall we? All right, so there's a lot of stuff that's been going on, and you might have noticed that if you've been going to the website, or hell, to any of the Facebook, the Twitter feeds, you might have noticed there's kind of like a lapse in the amount of stuff that's coming out. And there's a reason behind that, and that reason is I've been literally stuck in an infinite loop. What I mean by that is that in our wonderful society, we have we are full-fledged in the dawn of the knee-jerk reaction. So when someone shows something, or someone says something, or someone on the internet goes, "Oh my God, this person did that," there's a shit ton of people who jump in on it and go, "Oh my God, this person's terrible," or "Oh my God, this developer is insane," or "This picture is racist," or something like that, without knowing the context. So what's happened for me is that I've kind of, when I've got some news or I want to talk about a story, it's kind of funny because Thursday Night Hangouts, I love discussing stuff. I love to see what you, the audience, has to say. But for some reason, when it comes to the written word, where I don't have that immediate dialogue, I've become very hesitant about putting anything up there. Which, okay, I hopefully y'all understand. I hope I understand as well. But the thing is, as a result, it's literally become the Tuesday streaming, the Thursday Night Hangout, and the Sunday streaming, with the rare occasion of an indie box unboxing, or maybe I get an interview or something like that. And that's not what I want Ultra Confusion to do. I want Ultra Confusion to be a place that has constant discussion going on. So, it's, as I said, the Thursday Night Hangout is kind of interesting because I'm actually willing to give my in-depth opinion. Yet when I want to write a piece about something I heard about, say the obvious grab for money, the Sega, not throwback, but Sega whatever, which isn't actually made by Sega, which I could have thrown out, "Oh my God, Sega's getting into the NES Classic thing, but with their own system," and it's like a third party, and apparently all the games are shit. And the funny fact is that a bunch of the test units that went to the reviewers were actually broken. So this is good. This is the deal, ladies and gentlemen. Starting tonight, I am actually going to give you the full opinion, and I'm going to start doing more videos. So it's once again, it's going to go more towards YouTube, but all the videos, and if I have an article, I'll still write it up, but the vast majority of this stuff is going to be YouTube because I want to actually have that conversation. I want to be able to discuss with everyone in the crowd. So I mean, you know, the easiest stuff to really throw my opinion around is you know, the cosplay stuff. Anyone can cosplay, so back the fuck off. But actually, what I want to do right now is I'm very interested to see if, and I'll type this, waiting for Battlefield 1 opinion. Okay, that's never going to happen. The fact of the matter is, I suck at first-person shooters. And no offense to Battlefield or Call of Duty, I'm sure that there are improvements to everything, but all the Battlefields and all the Call of Duties, they all look the same to me. I know, that's like blasphemous. But I've gotten, my thing is, when I play a video game, I want to be able to escape. I want to be battling in a time that technically could not happen right now. I want to be potentially battling enemies that don't actually exist. You know, so like Halo, I'll play the shit out of Halo, single player, not multiplayer. I'm not a masochist. The same with Gears of War. You know, for me, Battlefield and Call of Duty is just too close to home. I have family members and friends in the military, so I don't know. It's fun. It's good. If you like it, cool. But for me, it's just I feel uncomfortable because I feel like, you know, you kind of go in. The way my mind works is I have like alternate solutions going 24/7. So of course my brain goes, oh well, if they had if the U.S. troops had actually done this in this type of situation, they would have won, and I don't want that. What I will tell you is I know I've stated this several times, but I am a single player advocate. I want the ability to play single player. Hell, I want the ability to play single player without having to have a freaking internet connection. What is the point of playing a single player game that you're probably going to play when the internet's out? You can't. It bugs the crap out of me. Now, that being said, there's nothing wrong with multiplayer. My issue with multiplayer is always going to stem from the toxicity of the community. So, how do I put this bluntly? So, you dipshits out there who like to rail on an individual for not being to the level that you think that they should be magically, even without knowing if it's their first time or not, shut up. Look, you're more. I understand a bunch of individuals out there. I'm not going to say the audience, but I'm going to say there's a bunch of individuals, a ton of individuals in the internet world that are just trying to be absolute dicks. And fine, that's your own prerogative. However, seriously, I hate to use the, well, would you want to be treated like that? I find that if you have a very poor opinion of an individual, if you could say it in a constructive evaluation, like constructive criticism, like, I don't know how, let's see, you know, maybe a full breakdown. If you're that passionate about the game, maybe you'll give them a freaking breakdown, an 8-page dossier with spreadsheets and maps and shit. Look, you want your gaming experience to improve? Help the weakest link, not try to scare it away. That's the quickest way to kill a community, because anonymity is one hell of a shield. I absolutely agree, and to some extent, I understand. That's fine. When you're trying to voice certain opinions, or you want to get something off your chest, sure. There's definitely a benefit to it. However, you kind of, if someone were to ever find out that statement that was made anonymously was made by you, you're kind of looked at as a coward. If you feel that way, if you have that opinion, put your fucking name to it. All right, own up to it. Oh, and here's another fun fact. If you have an opinion that differs from mine, that's absolutely fucking cool. But you have to understand, if my opinion is different than yours, it's still cool. I don't know what the hell happened, but this it's internet. It's this spontaneous media, um, access to media, and TMZ and individuals. Basically, you got anyone and everyone saying they're pressed to do stuff, and then individuals are literally taking the smallest bit of information and trying to blow it up into a full story, or try to start a trend or something. Seriously. Everyone's allowed to have their own opinion. Do not try to smack the shit out of someone for either not being fully informed. Tell them that they're not fully informed. Don't send death threats. Don't say that you're going to murder, you're going to do bodily harm to them, or blow up their house, or kill their cat, or, I don't know, bomb their grandparents' house. Seriously? While we're on the subject of, man, we're going violent, aren't we? Stop swatting people. For the love of all that's holy. If you don't like that team, you send them a flaming bag of dog shit on their stoop. You don't call the cops and bring in the SWAT team. Are you shitting me? No, you don't do that. Come on, be more creative. Also, they're really starting to crack down then. I believe the first person who got sentenced to, the maximum was, I think, 14 years. I think he actually got sentenced to 2 years. So the police department is getting better at trying to track your ass down. But still, don't do it. Don't do it. Sure, you can mail them something, or maybe, I don't know, create a website that's a shrine to their stupidity or something. But don't try to go after. Don't. Wow, I have a lot of anger this evening. I don't know where it came from. It's probably just frustration and the fact that I didn't get to do Thursday night hangout last week. So, I know that someone in the that follows, at least on YouTube, wanted to talk about Bitcoin. And I'll be totally honest. After researching the shit out of Bitcoin, I still have no fucking clue what the hell Bitcoin is. I understand. It is some kind of magical, oh shit, my bad. It's some kind of magical, like, currency that's not affected by the ups and downs of the rest of the world or something like that. I don't know. But, like, so someone said math equations. I'm like, okay, math equations. But am I solving stuff? No, you have to have a computer. Actually, a lot of people use their graphics cards, which of course then jacks up the price of the graphics card because everyone wants to get the greatest and best. And now there's like cloud computing to try to figure out all of these algorithms and stuff so they can get more. Because what happens, my brain's starting to freaking hurt because I'm like, I've gone down the rabbit hole. It is dark as shit. And I don't know which way to go now. But somehow, okay, so you make Bitcoins by solving these equations, but these equations are actually, equations are complex mathematical stuff that then verifies the transfer of Bitcoins from one person to another. There's some kind of weird ass network system, and you can basically team up to try to get more stuff done. You can rent out cloud computing. You can buy just a Bitcoin mining machine. I don't know what the. Anyways, it's currency. I don't know anything past that. I tried my best to figure out more about Bitcoins, but I have no idea. I really have no idea. All I do know, though, is that I'm going to switch back over here real quick. Well, no, I could do this way. What I do know, it's weird. Bottom line, graphics card prices going through the roof again. Yes, they are going to. However, they do have the last time when I was doing my research, I found out that there's like a special type of processor that's even better than the graphics card, and I think you can kind of just like jump in there. All right, Delta 001, Delta 0010 it says that there's a pretty good video explaining it from 3 Blue, 1 Brown. Let me see if I could get just the title of this real quick for the audience who is potentially listening to this and not watching this. And that is, ever wonder how Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies actually work? That is the name of the video. So, you know, whatever. I don't, oops. I've never dealt in Bitcoin. I don't know if I ever will. But I will tell you this, if it works for you, go for it. Wow, I'm trying to type at the same time as talk. Me no good at that. No. It is worth Venezuela. Okay, I'm not spell checking this, so I apologize if I royally screwed this up. I don't know. But I wanted to talk about currency, and that is the fun little fact that's happening right now. And that is, my friends, that there is the wonderful country of Venezuela which is going through some crazy ass power struggle for the government. So right now, their money is worth less than World of Warcraft currency. You could get more if you were to translate your World of Warcraft currency into American dollars. You would have a shit ton more dollars from that currency transfer than trying to do the same amount from Venezuela. Delta says at least it isn't as bad as Zimbabwe's currency was. You know, if you really want to go to really bad currency, I think was it the German mark after World War II? Entire wheelbarrow full could get you a loaf of bread. I do find I feel bad, but at the same time, it is quite humorous that a virtual currency that, I guess the way that you would figure this out was how much real money would it cost to purchase that amount in game, and you just kind of reverse it, and that's how you get it, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's not like I think it's trillions of Zimbabwean dollars for a loaf of bread. Dear God. Okay, all right. Well, you win. You got me. I just find it interesting. There are games out there that allow you to. Oh, sorry, Germany post World War I. See, I said World War and I tacked on 2 because I couldn't remember. But there's a ton of video games out there that allow you to do in-game currency to real money and vice versa. I just find it interesting that a country, the thing is, I didn't know about Zimbabwe. The struggles with Zimbabwe. I'll fully admit it. I was ignorant to it, but now I know. And isn't it awesome to have an open conversation where you can learn about shit and not be smacked upside the head for your differing opinion? Perhaps, I don't know, get put in jail, get doxied, I don't know, be banned from certain things. Let's see here, Delta 0010 says, for Wikipedia, however, Zimbabwe's peak month of inflation is estimated at 79.6 billion% in mid-November 2008. That's a big number. But anyways, okay, so moving on. I keep referring back to this wonderful little notebook that I should be writing all my freaking ideas and thoughts in, but I keep forgetting. Or it's the exact same shit as when the hesitation of writing something, writing a story on Altered Confusion. It's that, but maybe I'll have something slightly different that'll be more correct. But if you have an opinion, just share your fucking opinion. And that goes for me too. This is therapeutic for myself, okay? If you are just going, no shit, moron, through the entire thing, cool. You are much further ahead than I am, or maybe ever will. All right, so kind of circling back here. Let's see if I could do this here. I do want to talk about, I'm going to rant and rave just a wee bit about okay, Delta 0010 says this resulted in the US dollar being equivalent to a staggering sum of $621,984,228 Zimbabwe dollars. That is effing insane. All right, so I want to bring up this topic, and that is cloud gaming versus physical gaming. Now, there's a much more graceful title for this, but seeing that I'm basically doing this by the seat of my pants, basically what I'm talking about is that we have almost 100% transitioned from a physical game copy, like we go out somewhere and physically get the game, or we have that game physically sent to us, to more of a digital distribution model. Now, I love the ease of digital distribution. Do not get me wrong. I love the fact that it don't matter where I am, I could just, Sam Grizzle, $5 Zimbabwe hookers for everyone. I love the fact, the ease of being able to get the game and then immediately start downloading, and so I don't have to worry about, well, how long is Amazon going to take, or FedEx, or UPS, or is this game going to be available at this store? How long is it going to take me to get to the store, then find the game, or find an employee to allow me to get the game, and then check out and then get back? I love digital distribution, because the other thing is that digital distribution allows for individuals who do not have a shit ton of startup capital to be able to present their product. Indie developers are an amazing example of this. Indie developers have absolutely gained momentum and exposure by the fact that there's a digital distribution system. Now, of course, that also means that a bunch of jackasses are basically throwing shovelware at you nonstop. But hopefully, at the bare minimum, your game that you created is actually there. It's actually available. Sure, you're gonna have to work your ass off with being, marketing and having your friend tell your friend tell your friend tell your friend, and grassroots and conventions and stuff like that. But at least it's there. It's not like you paid a shit ton of money. Well, of course, you're gonna put a lot of money into and make the game, but you're not paying for the dust covers. You're not paying for the boxes. You're not paying for the discs. And fun little fact: all discs are not created equal. Ladies and gentlemen, may I tell you that there are region locks on the disc. So if you stupidly think, yes, the European version works, so it'll work perfectly in North America, and then the only way to get said game is to get the physical copy, and then everyone gets pissed because you can't actually install the game because the disc is not recognizable in the US. That's where I am, the US. So, but here's the deal. My issue is that I want to be, if I buy the game, I don't want it to be a service. I want it to be a product. I want to have access to said product, so that since I bought the right to play said product, I can do it whenever I want to. I don't want to be hampered down by the fact that the internet is acting slow, or their authentication server is down, or the game is built in such a way that individuals on your friend list can immediately jump into any of your games. Even if you're playing single player, because it has an online connection, they could jump in there, which as a result pushes up the difficulty of the entire game. and they don't have to give you any warning. Talking to you, Diablo 3. Especially when I'm freaking fighting Diablo, and then my buddy, Zelius, decides to jump in and starts dicking around the fucking town and window shopping. And I get my ass handed to me. I want the ability, I'm not saying that, okay, multiplayer games, offline multiplayer games would be really weird. That's like, it's like playing chess, where every single time you have an internet connection, I guess you could do turn-based strategy. Be a long-ass thing. It's like, oh, you have an internet connection, post-move. And then you have to wait for them to post a move. But what I want is, if it's a single-player game, I want to be able to play when I want to play. Be it internet, no internet, or their authentication servers up or down. It's the same thing as my hesitance, and I get so many weird looks about this now, is I still buy Blu-rays and DVD. Yes, just by mail. I did that once, and I lost, and it took way too fucking long for me to find out how quickly I lost in moves, not in time. I still buy Blu-rays. Why? Because when I want to watch a movie, I can watch a movie. Well, you have Netflix. You just have to stream it. What if I don't have internet? I can't stream it, but you can do an offline mode. Well, let's say that, I'm pretty sure there's an expiration date on that. I don't think you can just hold on to it forever. But let's say that the movie you really want to watch is something that just went off Netflix and no other service is available to you, or you have to pay for that service just for that movie. Well, I've got the physical copy right there. I finally transitioned over to ebooks. I do buy the physical copies, and I'll show you 2 physical copies you need to get yourself. That, of course, is Dan Jolly's Grey Widow Walk and Dan Jolly's second novel, Grey Widow's Web. When it comes to independent authors, I make it my mission to buy both the hardback edition and also the electronic edition, because I want to show my love and support, and that's the easiest way for me to do so. Video games are a little bit different, because the vast majority of video games will never have a physical copy, and if there is one, it's going to be on a USB stick. Sam Grizzle says, I'm done with physical copies of everything. It takes minimal internet skills to find every movie channel available for free online. True. However, we are... the definition of minimal internet skills is vast. Some people would say the equivalent of minimal internet skills is the ability to click on your browser and check your emails. Those individuals should not be searching the web for movies and channel and TV stations or shows for free online. They're going to get their hard drive destroyed or all their personal information stolen. Absolutely. If you are motivated enough, you can absolutely find almost anything and everything for free, courtesy of the great and mighty powerful internet, which hopefully the FCC will continue to hold Title II into place, which will allow for a fair internet and does not have a bunch of shady under the table deals, which I heard a rumor that I think it was Verizon actually was like dicking around with some of the settings and actually throttled Netflix for a little bit. And a bunch of customers became aware of it, and so so when Verizon had a response, it goes, it was true that some of our connections were changed. We were going through a optimization test. We apologize for the inconvenience. Sam Grizzle says it's true about the minimal internet skills, but it don't matter much. I'll be watching MacGyver get his ass kicked next month on my PC. MacGyver? Like the TV show? We're talking like new or the old one? Because that's one thing that really pisses me off. Because like you have digital distribution, you have digital access to all this stuff, and it's so much easier. But I apparently will always be the oddball, or the odd feather, or whatever terminology you want to use. Some of the stuff that I like is not what other people really enjoy. Like, I hate the phrasing of, oh, McGregor. Oh my God. It's been a long, I'm sorry. Yeah, no. Sorry, not MacGyver. McGregor. I think that Money Mayweather will win it, but it's going to be a fun fight. Anyways, I absolutely detest when someone says the best games or everyone's favorite or most popular. That's a very subjective way of looking at things. Yes, it's pretty and it will grab a lot of people's attention. But for me, it just pisses me off because I get excited. I'm like, all right, awesome. Super Nintendo games. Let's look at the list. I'm like, okay, that's not, okay, I didn't play that one. I don't care about that one. Okay, that one. And it pisses me off. It really does. Because, like I said, if you want to actually, Nintendo doesn't give a shit. They're going to be putting out a new classic console of one of their previous ones every single year. They're probably not even going to keep it around for a year, and they'll drop that shit. And they'll make some money off it. If there's problems with the console, fuck it. They're not going to touch it. I mean, they literally come out and said, we're just putting this out there for nostalgia reasons and also for cash flow. But yeah. Sam, real quick, I am a sports fan. Like I said, my brain is absolutely dead. NFL, college football, college basketball, NBA, NHL. I feel like there's more. Well, those are the top ones. There's a shit ton more, I'm sure, underneath here. But anywho. But yeah, okay, I am not joking. I am not kidding. It's going to sound absolutely... actually, I think everyone will understand this. Look, with how things are going right now, we might be in the post-apocalyptic world sooner than later, where the internet does not exist. But I've got my physical copies of my shit that I can listen to, play, watch, and all the Netflix and all the Hulus and all the Amazon Primes and all the whatever else is out there are gone. But I can still watch my shit. No, I mean, it's stupid, but at the same time, I don't know. I grew up with the ability to have like the physical game in my hand. And like I said, I've gone away from the games. However, I can't do it with the movies. I just need, I don't know, it's like a badge of honor, or I could be like, oh yeah, I got that movie right there, or something. I don't know. But whatever. So as I was stating, my friends, if there is any topics that you'd like to discuss at any point, you just give me a heads up, and I shall try my best. So let me see if I can find my other topics here. I apologize. Like I said, I'm kind of just flying by the seat of my pants. Pandora and alike is killing the owning CD people. True. You're absolutely right. I'm not a huge... just hold on a second here. Let me just do this, and then we'll go like this, and... let's put digital in there. Oops. I'm not a huge... Like, I understand why some people have issues with like Pandora or Spotify or something like that. The thing that really killed or is making the music industry change is the fact that you no longer have to buy the entire album. And I have to say that I still, even digitally, I usually end up buying the entire album. Why? Because there's a very good chance that there's like this diamond in the rough hidden within the CD game list that, or game list, song list that could be awesome. Delta 0010 says, I still buy CDs even though I can't play them, though only from local bands that I see, mostly just support the artist, and since I like collecting CDs. Absolutely. When I've seen smaller bands perform, I usually try to get some of their merchandise. Sometimes it's the CD, sometimes it's a bumper sticker or sorry, Delta. Yeah, okay. I know, but for some reason I keep trying to do the 0010. But when it comes to like, for instance, Foo Fighters, I'm probably gonna end up buying all their music. I'm not gonna like pick and choose. I'm just gonna buy all their damn albums. Nirvana's the same way. I'm dating myself. If I was, hello, Whacked Kid. Yes, Whacked Kid, ladies and gentlemen, is now part of our chat room. And White Kid, if you had paid attention to all the announcements, you would have known that the show started at 9, not 8 o'clock, and it will run for however long I want to run it, because it is me, the one and only Charlie. There is no Zelius this evening, so I get to do whatever I damn please. But, okay, so real quick, let me wrap up this idea or thought. What I did with Zelius? Well, it's a long story. We just don't have time for that. Anyways, you'll hold my panel hostage? What panel? This video? This live stream? This show? Where Charlie is going to pound on the desk and make crazy accusations and point fingers. Okay, digital trivia real quick. I like Pandora as like my MomoCon panel. I haven't even signed up for that shit. I like the fact Pandora is basically like my favorite type of radio station, where I don't have to deal with morons trying to do stupid radio shows that just make me roll my eyes to the back of my head, and I don't have to deal with some of the, yes, Pandora has the same fucking commercials over and over and over again. But some of the local commercials in Atlanta, I just want to bash my head into the floor. Oh shit, you still have my, you're, oh, damn it, I forgot. Whack Kid still hasn't handed over the video of our panel this year. You SOB. Anyways, I like Pandora for that. And to be honest with you, I understand that artists are getting pissed because, you know, people are able to like pick and choose a la carte their stuff. But that we're in a society where you're able to, in many situations, pick and choose stuff. Now, of course, one of the things we definitely can't pick or choose is cable providers. Thanks, Congress. But yeah. All right, so having White Kid here, I do, he is the man in the know when it comes to cosplay at these conventions, simply because he's a photographer that does sessions at a bunch of the conventions he goes to. I think you're going to, how many conventions are you doing this year at White Kid? I want to say 5, but it could be 8, I don't know. But anyways, so I want to, I've said this several times. I've gone on record saying this several times. If you have the cojones to try and cosplay, you are my hero. I don't care if it looks terrible. You did it. I didn't do it. So you deserve praise, not ridicule. Let's go over the simple guidelines here. Cosplayers put a lot of time or some time into their costumes, and they're putting themselves into that persona to escape reality. Cosplay does not equal consent. Doesn't matter if a lovely lady or a very strapping young man decide that they want to show skin or be free with their interpretation of a character or something. More power to them. Don't touch their heinies. If you think that someone should not be cosplaying what they're cosplaying, that's cool. You're allowed to have that. You're just not... I don't think that you have the right, nor should you ever gain the right, to ridicule an individual for doing something. In that capacity, I have to be very careful, because I'm the same guy who is ready to like beat up these sissy parents who decide that it's more important for the experience than to win or lose in a sports game. No one keeps score. Are you shitting me? How do you improve if you don't know if you're failing? And I said this. I've said this many, many times. And a lot of people think I'm joking. And I'll go on record one more time. I am not joking. When my kids are old enough to play a sport, if they get a participation trophy, I'm handing it back. If they didn't win the damn thing, they don't get a trophy. Delta says you have the right to your opinion. Others have the right to call you an asshole for your opinions too. Yes, absolutely. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. And I hope that when opinions or differing opinions are voiced, that there's some kind of discussion, or maybe everyone just goes their own fucking way. They don't try to, gather the pitchforks and the torches and try to take out the person whose opinion was different, or maybe their interpretation was different. No one is this. There are no absolute 100% clones of you out there in the real world. Yes, you have doppelgangers, and there's some people that probably act a shit ton like you, but you are you. So to say that there's only one way to view something, or to have one opinion on the way someone's dressed, the costume, the way a convention's set up, true. Delta's true. That I know of. There might be clones. I don't know. Hell, I could have been replaced 4 times and not know it. I mean, that's what happened. I can't remember how many times that the Venture kids have been replaced by their clones. But anyways, sidetrack. You have to understand that people are allowed to voice their opinions. I hate this hate mongering. I hate the fact that when someone voices potentially a controversial opinion, or an interpretation of a movie, a book, a person, a game, I don't know, a car, whatever, there's gonna be those dipshits who are like, no, it's not how that's not how it'll ever be. Come on, rally the troops, let's kill them all. Don't do that. I'm not saying that there's not room or the potential of scuffles. I mean, that shit happens all the time. I've known Zelius for a very, very long time, and we've almost gone to blows several times. But we also understand that we have very differing opinions on certain subjects. And so we just kind of, as my son would say, go with the flow. You're entitled to your own opinion. I'm entitled to my own opinion. Let's discuss. If it pisses us off, we might need to take a break. But you don't doxy someone. You don't try to, deface them across the internet. Especially if you're doing it anonymously. Seriously. If you're going to do something that dickish, put your fucking name on it. But then they'll find out who I am. Exactly. If you're not man enough or woman enough or whatever you are enough to take responsibility and own your opinion or your interpretation, shut the fuck up. I am so tired of this. I am so tired of people going, did you see what that person said? I don't know who he is. Jackknife 57432. I don't know, but he's got a great point. Let's rally the troops. which apparently is the term of the night. Let's rally the troops. Which Tuesday night, my phrase of the day apparently was, that sucks balls, because I kept losing in Smite. Which, by the way, if you didn't know, Smite, the fall split has begun. You can buy into it for, I believe, 400 gems. You get a free Cupid skin and some boosters to use in your games. So, and also, Smite has now initiated, or Hi-Rez has now initiated within Smite the ability to tip favor points to players that you think went above and beyond the Call of Duty. I think I know why I'm so riled up about these opinions and interpretations and stuff. There was just recently an article written about an individual that became very controversial, became basically the unwanted face of a situation that occurred, that still kind of occurs to this day, and it's basically put these very opinionated people who are very charismatic, that were able to basically gain a horde to then ruin this person's life. And that, of course, is... Oh my God. Sorry, hold on. Oh, now I forgot her fucking name. 2 seconds. I'll figure this shit out in a second. As soon as I... There it is. I knew as soon as I started typing, I would know the name. Zoe Quinn. Some of you might not know who the fuck Zoe Quinn is. Others might have a very bad taste going through their mouths at this current moment. But Zoe Quinn is kind of a lightning rod for a certain movement that occurred. She was the basically the poster child of something that to this day still reverberates. And that, my friends, and it's going to be interesting, but that, my friends, is GamerGate. So, let's see here. I don't remember what year it was, but basically, Zoe Quinn is an individual who does not really identify with any gender. However, she was dating a gentleman for a long, long time. She's also been a developer and writer for games. And during one of their breakup, he decided to basically go after her, stating that she was trading sexual favors to a big name media outlet to get favorable reviews of her game, and then just kind of snowballed from there. Then you had other parts that came in, just mind-boggling shit. There's a story out there. I wish I could actually, I could probably pull it up somewhere. It hurts. It kills me to. There it is. It's New York Magazine. I'm gonna post the link in the chat room. But it's basically, if you go to nymag.com and search for Zoe Quinn surviving Gamergate. It's a very interesting read. I definitely read the entire thing. I've actually met Zoe, not on like a one-to-one basis. She was the keynote speaker for a convention I went to, and a developer industry convention that I went to, and she had a shit ton of security around her so that no one could get close. But this shit has fucked up things so bad. So bad. So let's go down with the quick rundown. I don't care who the fuck you are, be it man, woman, undetermined. If you could program, make a fucking game. Same goes with art, movies, whatever. All right? This is not dudes can do it better. It is the video game industry, development industry, is absolutely 100% a male-dominated industry. And you can thank Nintendo for that, because Nintendo basically came to the rescue when all the consoles back in the 80s were basically floundering, when Nintendo made it more of a toy and decided that they were going to go the more male route because at the time, boys were more likely to play the games. And then, of course, to take that, excuse me, even a step further, the naming of their first handheld device, the Game Boy. It wasn't just by luck they name it that way. They put boy on there because it's for boys. And then, of course, the content of games then, as you got your bloody massacre things with very well, highly and voluptuous ladies running around in very tight bikinis. Which I don't have a problem with, but I'm just saying that the ability to make a very wide range of games is not locked away in a certain type of person, be it religion, gender, age, ethnicity, whatever. If you've got, oh God, if you have a dream, you pursue it. Also, if you do have a dream and you fall flat on your fucking face, failure is okay. Do you know how I know that? Because I'll tell you. And it's really freaking simple. Alter Confusion. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been running Alter Confusion for almost 10 years. And Alter Confusion, of course, is the place to alter your gaming confusion. I have tried to be a AAA game review website, going solo, doing all the reviews, going through GameFly, trying to buy all the games, make sure I have all the hardware. If I don't have the hardware, buy the hardware, and all that stuff. And then it turns out that, yeah, I am a average Joe or nobody. And so none of the AAA publishers or developers gave a shit. So then I switched tactics. I went to more the mobile route, which when games started, when the App Store for Apple first appeared, because yes, I was playing games back then, the developers really didn't know, like, outside like the AAA developers, the indie developers had no idea what the hell they're doing. Well, I mean, they knew to put the games on there and how to make the games, but then past that point, they didn't understand the marketing that was required, all that stuff. So I'm trying to help out. To this day, I will try to help out independent creators. Okay, that is my deal. I want everyone who has an idea, a thought, a concept, who's willing to put their blood, sweat, and tears into seeing that thought or creation fulfilled, created to completion. I want to help them. Now, there are those individuals who jump way into the deep end and never surface and just drown because they were a little bit too ambitious. That's fine. Once again, failure. It's okay. And I'm not saying that that I'm going to turn my back on you, but I might pull back if you fail, and I might wait to see if your next idea, your next project actually comes closer to fruition, which is kind of what happened with Kickstarter. You had a lot of individuals out there who were putting up concepts, ideas, thoughts, dreams onto Kickstarter, and they're like, okay, now give me money. This amount of money should probably work. Okay, first of all, this amount of money should probably work, should never be uttered. If you're going to make a project, you have to actually try to map that shit out. If you have no idea financially about all that breakdown, you find someone who does. Or you basically create a consortium of like-minded individuals, and you try to figure out how much you would think on average a day, how much it would cost for the electricity, food, rent, whatever, and then you add a buffer on top of that. But, like I said, a lot of people put up these concepts, these ideas, and would get a lot of money. Some of them actually met their goal, others did not. And then they would basically get to a point where they can't go any further. And then, in a panic, they take the money and run. Which, of course, is not good. It's not good at all. So, leading back to Alter Confusion. Alter Confusion, like I said, we're always going to support the indie creators. The problem is that I continue to try to wear too many effing hats. I'm not saying that I'm closing down Alter Confusion, and I've tap danced on that line for 4 years about what the hell I'm doing. And it's very interesting, and this is kind of goes back to the beginning of, I'm doing Alter Confusion to give you my opinion, my thoughts, my ideas. However, when it comes to writing, I'm hesitant to do so because of the knee-jerk reality we live in, where I'm afraid that if I have it in the written form, for some reason, it's completely illogical, but for some reason, it gains that much more validity into me getting my ass handed to me or trolled or something like that. It makes no sense whatsoever, I know. But what I'll tell you is that I'm ready to step up to the plate. I'm going to give you my actual fucking opinions, because this is I'm done. I really am. Especially with what's going on in this wonderful, crazy ass world we have. Live it up. I'm not saying, blow up buildings or something, but if you have a thought that differs from someone else, or you have an idea that you want to pursue, do it. As long as it's not hurting others. I want to put that in context. As long as it's not hurting others. Then, yeah. All right. So let me go back to my book here. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, at all times, if you have any topics or you have any questions, you can just drop it in the box. I am running the entire show. I'm basically hosting and riding the bull on this rodeo. Before I forget, I do want to make one mention, one announcement, something like that. A very good friend of the show and a very good friend of myself. His name is Ando. Ando has put on a convention called AndoCon, and I've been to, I think, all three iterations, and unfortunately, I think over the past year or two, there's not been it had to be this just past year. There was not an AndoCon simply because Ando was footing the bill for the entire thing, and he could not do it. Now, it's back for 2018. So this is your chance if you like board games, because this is if you're looking for an opportunity to basically play with, just hang out with a bunch of people playing board games or pencil and paper RPGs or something. This is a shit ton of fun. It's not expensive. And there's also always going to be developers over there that have games that are in test that you can play, like board games and RPGs and all that stuff, that you get to be a guinea pig. You get to be part of the action before anyone else knows about it. So definitely check out AndoCon. I believe andocon.org. That's A-N-D, actually, yeah, ANDOCON.org. Just go there and you can find out all the information. It's going to be March 9th through the 11th, 2018. And of course, Alter Confusion will be there. Now, it appears that there is going to be a venue change because it says Atlanta Marriott Peachtree Corners, which is different than the Atlanta Marriott Perimeter. But that's fine. Whatever. I'm totally cool with that. You tell me where to go, I'll be there for Ando, for the experience, for all the awesome people that'll also be going. So go check out AndoCon. And there's plenty of time still to lock in on that action. Let me see here. The problem is, since I was sick last week, I'm kind of at a loss at what I've talked about and what I haven't talked about. So, since I have this moment, let me do my little chats here. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, there's this amazing thing called Extra Life. Extra Life is a charity organization that basically, how do I describe this? Extra Life is especially a way for the gaming community to help with the Children's Miracle Network. So what happens is that Extra Life, every single year, Extra Life basically holds a donation drive. All the donations are tax deductible, and all those donations go straight to the selected organization that the individual or team has chosen. For Alter Confusion and for myself, because I'm the team captain for Alter Confusion, is all the proceeds will go to the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Now, if you have the ability to give, it would be amazing if you could go over to extra-life.org, type in Alter Confusion, and then click on that donate button. And then donate whatever amount you feel comfortable with. Like I said, I hate to use this line, but it's for the kids. Also, as is tradition every single year, there is a 24-hour game-a-thon that happens for Extra Life. I believe it's on November 4th this year, which means that I'll be playing 24 hours straight of gaming. And I tell you this because it's apparently very entertaining to try to interact with me in the later parts of my 24-hour run, where I'm probably going to be quite delusional. So definitely, please help out, donate to Alter Confusion's Extra Life team. Once again, you could go to either, if you're watching this on Twitch, there is a panel below the video that has the Extra Life logo, which is being flashed on the screen right now. You can also, if you're going to our website, www.alterconfusion.com, there is a widget that's on the left-hand side of the screen. There's a donate button there. You can click on that, and it'll take you there. And then, of course, if you go straight to Extra Life, which is extra-life.org, you can type in Alter Confusion, and you can donate from there. Sam Grizzle asks, why is Zelius too ill to type? It's because Zelius is not conscious right now. So he can't type. And also, he's not here. Unless... No, he's not here. All right. Let me do my next spiel. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of money giving, this one's a little bit different. Okay, so there's this thing called Patreon. I'm pretty sure the vast majority of you out there are pretty much aware of what Patreon is. Patreon is basically a service where individuals can donate either on a project or monthly basis to a contributor or a creator to basically show their support towards that individual, and also to help them keep the lights on, allow them to branch out with ideas, or maybe gain extra staff, go to extra conventions, stuff like that. So for Alter Confusion, basically what we hope we can get our audience to do is to basically pledge a certain amount of money. It does not matter the amount. You could do $1, you could do whatever. Like I said, it's a monthly thing. At the end of the month, I think it's a couple days after the month, at the end of the month, the money gets pulled, it gets donated, it then is sent to Alter Confusion, and then we can use it for Alter Confusion stuff, like a new webcam, which we still desperately need, a new secondary monitor, because that secondary monitor has been with me way too long. I'm not going to tell you how many years, because that would be spooky. Maybe some more lighting kits. Maybe the ability to commission someone to work on the user interface for our shows or our streams. Maybe have an artist give us a new look for the Alter Confusion logo. Maybe get a web designer to freshen up the Alter Confusion look. Maybe get someone who can focus specifically on certain areas for Ultra Confusion, like editing videos or writing reviews or writing articles or doing research. That would be phenomenal. If I could just have like someone who would research these topics and be able to give stuff to me. I love Ultra Confusion. I will do every single fucking job I can. But the reality is that that plan of action is not sustainable. I've been doing it for almost 10 years, and I'm telling you, it is not sustainable. I've dropped stuff left and right through this entire journey. And I'm still going to have to drop stuff because I'm not capable of doing all this stuff. One of the biggest things is, of course, our closing, I don't want to say our inability, basically because of the fact that Ultra Confusion has been paid by the Bank of Charlie for almost 10 years, I'm running low on funds in general. So the conventions out of town, I love conventions. I love having conversations with individuals to share ideas, to talk about video games, about nerdy stuff, about costumes, about movies, about TV shows. Because when I'm at conventions, I'm with my people. And I know that the vast majority of the time I can hold a conversation on a shit ton of topics and not have to worry about that individual being an asshat. There's a chance they could be an asshat, but it's a much smaller chance if that individual is actually at the convention that I'm at. So part of the money some of the money for Patreon, of course, is being basically held in a travel fund, so that potentially we could go to conventions. As many of you already know, we're not doing Canuga next year, which breaks my heart. Because I love going to Canuga. Yes, I'm very aware that I have been negative about pieces of Canuga. And I don't think that's ever going to change. The fact of the matter is, in my own opinion, and people can differ and people can hate me for this opinion, I feel that the individuals who run Canuga, sorry, somebody was like, "You're pronouncing it wrong," in one of the long time ago. My issue is I feel like they are basically they're to a point where they're lazy, and I don't want to say they're. It's one of those mentalities. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But the thing is, this convention has the potential of being so much better. So yes, when I see something that I really, really like, I become passionate about it. And sometimes that passion comes in the form of just banging this one issue 1,000 times into everyone's face. Which sounds dirty, but whatever. Look, if they could get some of their shit straight, Canuga would explode. Absolutely fucking explode. But the fact of the matter is, they're comfortable the way they're doing it now. There's not enough people who are bitching about it for them to do anything. And the one person who apparently is being very vocal about it, I don't know. I don't want to think that the individuals who I've dealt with at Canuga are going to be throwing a party because Ultra Confusion is not there. That would be asshole-ish. But I love conventions. I fucking love conventions. I want to go to as many as I can. I want to interact with people. It's really weird for me to go to a convention and not be at a fan table or a panelist. Haven't done that in years. But I love the chance, the ability to meet people and share ideas and thoughts and maybe learn about a game I don't know about, or an anime, or a movie, or an actor, or an author. Case in point, Dan Jolly, Grey Widow's Walk. Well, technically, I found his book on the Kindle App Store, and then I actually met Dan at Canuga this past year and got him to sign this one. Then I found out that he's got a second book coming out called, a second book that just came out called Grey Widow's Web. And I was able to finagle a signed copy for that one too. But the thing is, I love conventions because it allows me to meet people. Like I said, the most important thing to me is to give an independent creator a little bit of love, a little bit of spotlight. That's why I like doing the interviews. Sure, sometimes the editing and rendering process of posting of said interviews takes me a long fucking time because I'm doing it by myself. But I know that's important to those individuals who I've interviewed, and so I'm going to do it as fast or as often as I can. And so losing Canuga hurts. Losing the convention that shall not be named in South Carolina really hurt. But we will have, Ultra Confusion will be at Big Fandom Greenville in November. We might be at, or I will be at Siege, which is basically Southeastern Interactive Game Expo, which is very misleading. It's an industry convention, so you're gonna have several different tracks, like one's for audio, one's for art, one's for design, one's for legal, and it's basically giving you pointers about specific portions of the actual gaming industry. There'll be a couple of games there, but that's not the real focus of it. It's really it's a learning convention. And of course, we'll be at MomoCon and AndoCon. And I know that there's a convention that's trying to see if I'd be interested. Oh, we might also be at DreamHack next year. There's a couple other local conventions that we're trying to see if we can't fit into the schedule. Because if it's in Atlanta, chances are we could probably afford it because I live in Atlanta. So, yeah. All right, that's a shit ton of rambling. Let's change it back to this one. All right, so seriously, ladies and gentlemen, if there's any topics at any point, look, if you want to have a conversation with myself or Zelius, hit us up on Facebook at Ultra Confusion, Twitter at Ultra Confusio. That's Ultra Confusion without the N because the N would break the internet. YouTube, you can find all of our videos by searching for Ultra Confusion LLC, all one word. And of course, twitch.tv. In case you're watching this on YouTube or you're listening to the audio version, you can see our live show every Thursday at twitch.tv/Ultra Confusion. All right, so the question I pose to you, my audience members, is there anything about the Thursday Night Hangout that you wish happened more often, less often? Is there maybe like something that you'd like to see Zelius and I do? Sam Grailzone wants to have the show at 9 p.m. Eastern Time from now on. I tell you what, Sam, I will make you a freaking deal. We will start the show at 8. However, I will carry that fucking torch starting at 9, and I'll repeat some of the stories, but we can build off of that. Because I know Zelius has a stricter schedule than I do in terms of how late he can be available. But that being said, I'm totally open to whatever. You know, I understand that a lot of people are probably getting pissed off by the fact that when I'm doing my streams, it's literally just it's the cat and some other stuff. But I know a lot of people are getting pissed because all I'm playing is Smite. However, if you were paying attention, the last couple times I've been playing Smite, and then the new game Pyre by the makers of Transistor and Bastion, Supergiant Games. Perhaps there's a type of video that you would like to see. I know that there was, I know a couple weeks ago, I ended up reading somebody's short story in a very creepy voice and at a slow pace while he opened the door. If you want some of me doing that for whatever reason, or you want me to do voices for a kid's book, and you want to see that in a video, hit me up. I'm open to ideas. Ooh, I almost went Irish there for a second. I'm open to. The thing is, Ultra Confusion, I don't know how many times I have to state this, but Ultra Confusion is about the conversation between you and us. I could do whatever the fuck I want to on Ultra Confusion, and I probably should, because it is my website. And there are times where I'm like, oh, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't talk about that, because then people would know my opinion. But at the same time, as I stated before, people are willing to hear your opinion. The aftermath of said opinion. Actually, you know what? In this world, I don't even know if some people are willing to hear you out. They probably already set in their ways and don't give a shit what you have to say. And if you say something, they're going to try to burn down your house. Wow, I went dark. But seriously, I want to make Ultra Confusion the best it can be. If there's something that I can do, or that we can improve upon, hit us up. I know that a lot of people want us to give you exact items that, because I know that a lot of people are like, I don't want to do Patreon. We of course do the donate now button, which is a one-time PayPal thing. If you don't want to do that, if you just want to like gift us an item. I know that I was building an Amazon wish list, which ironically, I can't remember what user I made it with, so I can't find it now. But I'll just have to remake it. You know, we're to the point where I think I've got a couple ideas, okay? And I'm just going to shoot them out there. If you like them, whatever. There has been a thought behind, I know that Zealey's been very adamant about getting Ultra Confusion to be basically pulling in $40 a month on Patreon. The reason is that goal would then basically bring back the Ultra Confusion webcomic, which was around for quite a while. So there has been discussion about perhaps making some sort of like campaign or deal to help basically make a physical hardback copy of all of the comics. And what we would do is basically we try to basically shave it down to just enough for the creation of said product and the shipping. I know this is probably terrible to say, but if I was able to basically print all my comics in a book, I'd be okay with not making any money. And it would be awesome if I could share that with all of y'all awesome people. There's also the need for Ultra Confusion to maybe get new Ultra Confusion shirts. We've had our Ultra Confusion shirts for, I believe, 8 years. So it's probably time to trade in for a newer model. And of course, once again, it would probably be one of those situations where I would find a way to basically knock down the cost for you, the individuals, the fans, that if you wanted to get your own version of the shirt, that it would literally just cost you the price of the shirt plus shipping and handling. Okay, so here's the thing with Ultra Confusion. I would love to make money off of Ultra Confusion. Fuck, who would not want to make money off of something they love to do, that they're passionate about? But the fact of the matter is, if I am simply able to continue to sustain Ultra Confusion and maybe gain some ground to potentially maybe make a little money, that's totally awesome. I'm passionate about what I do. I would love to be paid for it, but there's part of me that's afraid that, and this is the case with a lot of people, when you start getting paid for something to a certain extent, then there's like an expectation that's installed. And then if there's individuals who are paying you more than others, then there's this kind of like, are they expecting more from us? Do we need to show them more love? Or you go down the rabbit hole of, if a developer were to give Alter Confusion money, or a publisher, or another media outlet, or a friend of a friend of a friend of someone who is making something, would that change the way that I look at stuff? I'll be upfront. If you really want to give me money, you can give me money. It's not, but you have to understand, I'm not going to review your game any differently if you paid or not. I'm not going to change the way I look at your game if you paid me or not. And my opinions are going to be the same fucking thing, even if it's got money floating on it. I'm here to be truthful. And it's sad that I continue to say, yeah, I want to give you the truth, yet I keep hiding behind this dumb shit of, well, what if the truth is going to piss people off? You have to piss people off. And hopefully the people you piss off are adult enough to understand that everyone's entitled to their own opinions, ideas, interpretations of reality, and that if they don't agree with you, that they can go their own damn way and sayonara. Wow, why do I keep doing this rant shit? Oh, I think I just strained a vein in my neck. Yeah, that's basically all I got for my notes here. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, if you have any thoughts, comments, concerns, criticisms for us, hit us up through any of our social media stuff, or of course, add it to the chat room. If we're basically at an impasse right now and we don't really have any other topics to discuss, what I propose is that you let me have like just a couple minutes so I can move shit back around, and I'm going to stream some gaming. We'll start off with Smite, of course, but there's a very good chance that I will be moving over to Pyre, although it is almost 11 o'clock at Eastern time, so that probably makes it Smite and then Pyre next stream, because I got work in the morning and I have to wake up at the butt crack of dawn to help my kids out. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Alter Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. For myself, Charlie, it's been a pleasure to give you everything coming out of my head, my mouth, and of course, my heart. Hopefully, next week we'll have not only myself, but Zelius, maybe another person, who knows, to give you the latest and greatest in all the video game news, and of course, any other topics that you want to bring to the table. Once again, all you got to do is hit us up through any of our social media means, or just our website, or if you could find a way to contact us and tell us, what is your question, what's your thought, what's your idea, what's your criticism. We want to hear from you, because this is for you. So thank you for tuning in to the Alter Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. We'll see you next week. I know it's kind of weird to be like, and remember, keep on gaming in the free world. Amen to that, brother. Ha ha ha.